I would like to bring your attention to what we call as ideal gas equation of state. Okay, so what is actually ideal gas equation of state? Equation of state is actually an equation that relates the pressure, temperature and specific volume of a substance. So just now we are using the phase diagram for us to determine the properties of the certain substances. But right now we wanted to use equation. Okay, so just now we have PV, TV diagram whatsoever. We are using phase diagram to determine the property of certain substance, and then we can also use what we call as equation of state. So the simplest and the best known equation of states is what we call as ideal gas equation. So if you can recall in the past, if you have learned during your matriculation or whatsoever, it is PV equals to nRT. Okay, if you could remember that. Okay, so if you can recall, the PV equals to nRT. Okay, so this is what we call as ideal gas equation. Okay, so the equation predicts the PVT behavior of a gas quite accurately within some properly selected region. Only for selected region it is applicable. Kalau it goes beyond some region, then it can cause error lah, a lot of error. So that's why dia ideal gas equation ni ada tempat-tempat tertentu saja yang kita boleh guna, right? So for example, like if you rearrange balik the equation daripada awal, kita actually we have P equals to RTB, PV equals to RT. Okay, if we rearrange that, PV equals to RT, and this particular R is actually RU, which is universal gas constant divided by the molar mass. So R is the gas constant, and you have a molar mass and RU. So RU divided by M, then you'll be able to get the gas constant. And RU is actually, if let's say you have a different unit, you will have a different value lah. Okay, different value for that. And different substances have different gas constant. So you can see that R value here is changing because you have a different molar mass, but RU here is the same, is the constant throughout. And in order for us to determine the mass, is actually molar mass times with the mole number. So you have the molecular weight, okay, multiply with the mole number. This is where actually you'll be able to get the mass itself. Okay, so mass is, and then you multiply with this, and then if you simplify to here, if you follow through the equation here, then you will know how does the equation are being derived in a way. Okay. And for a fixed mass, if let's say you have a fixed mass, P1 V1 over T1 is equals to P2 V2 over T2. But in order for you to know that, it's actually if the PV equals to RT is that particular R is the gas constant, where you can actually find in table A1 with a lot of substance would have a different gas constant. Okay, but if let's say you are not given this particular data, you do not know about this data, you can still simply use the equation of PV equals to nRT. Okay, where actually your R is actually the universal gas constant instead of using just PV equals to RT. But you need to know, of course, the number of mole. But number of mole is easily determined. Number of mole is actually mass of the substance divided by the molecular weight of the substance, which is coming from this equation. Okay, so that's how we can use this ideal gas equation. The ideal gas equation is used when the pressure is small compared to the critical pressure. So if you have a critical pressure, if you can remember the critical point, okay, let's say right now I'm going to redraw the phase diagram. I think phase diagram is very important that you need to know how to draw. So later there will be assignment for you to draw this. So if you have a phase diagram, okay, and then it is a P versus B, and this is a critical point. Okay, so the critical point here, it gives a certain pressure lah, critical pressure. So this particular equation, if you want to use the ideal gas equation, the pressure must be lower than critical pressure. Again, if you have this is your critical pressure, so it must be below this lah. Okay, so when the temperature is twice the critical temperature, and the pressure is less than 10 times the critical pressure, then we can use PV equals to RT. The critical point is that the state where there is an instantaneous change from the liquid phase to the vapor phase for a substance. Critical point data is given in table A1. So if you want to find different substance with different critical point, then we go to table A1. Okay, so in actual, the real gases behave as an ideal gas at low densities, which is at lower pressure and high temperature. Only then it become an ideal gas. If you could recall again, what would be the characteristic of ideal gas? Ideal gas ni dalam, if let's say you're putting ideal gas in a container, it will not collide, it will not have a collision with each other. It will just collide with the wall of the of the container tadi. Imagine suasana dalam lift kan, if let's say you are in the elevator, before penjarakan fizikal ni lah. Okay, if an elevator, if let's say there are too many of you inside that, what will happen there? The pressure will be very high kan, sebab dia compact, and you are not only colliding with the wall of the elevator, but actually you are colliding to each other. Okay, so at that particular point, ideal gas equation is not valid to be used. But if let's say you have a pressure which is lower than critical pressure, and you have a very high temperature where the molecule is very active, is moving around, dia tak duduk pegun, so that is where actually ideal gas equation can be used. So is water vapor an ideal gas? At pressure below 10 kilopascal, water vapor can be treated as an ideal gas regardless of its temperature with negligible error less than 0.1%. So if you're looking at water, okay, if you're looking at water here, if let's say it is within this region, the water vapor can be treated as ideal gas. Okay, for example, it is at very high superheated vapor semua, then we can consider, we can use ideal gas equation to calculate some properties on the vapor, on the water vapor. But if let's say it falls within this region, so the ideal gas equation does not valid. Okay, at higher pressures, however, the ideal gas assumption yield unacceptable errors, particularly in the vicinity of the critical point and the saturated vapor line. So in air conditioning applications, the water vapor in the air can be treated as an ideal gas. Why? Sebab apa? Sebab pressure dia rendah. Okay, the horsepower is still low. Kalau kita kata aircon ni kan ada 1 HP, 3 HP, so it's still very low. So you have the vapor too, you can use ideal gas equation. In a steam power plant application, the pressure used are very high. Okay, so in this particular case, you start to see that the pressure even actually 0.8 kat sini kan. If let's say it falls under superheated vapor, then no problem for this pressure. Tapi when it starts to grow higher, okay, it can start to go higher, then you'll not be able to use this ideal gas equation anymore. Okay, so it cannot be used anymore. So percentage of error is involved in using steam to be an ideal gas, and the region where steam can be treated as an ideal gas with less than 1% error. So if you want to get that less than 1% error, this is the region we can use ideal gas equation. Other than that, we have to use different kind of equation if you want to predict the property. Otherwise as well, you can also use phase diagram lah for us to calculate to determine some properties. So